It's coffee break. Yay, we're back after
back.
3 weeks, maybe 4.
It felt like both a very long time and not very long at all.
Yeah, but it feels weird sitting here doing this again.
It's nice. Back to it.
Yeah, there were times where I definitely missed coffee break. So, I hope everyone had a fun and safe holiday adventure in the last month.
It's been all those holidays. It's easy to forget that they just happened.
Yes, but I'm also very happy they're over.
Yeah.
To me, January is taking way too long.
And it's not even like close to being halfway done or anything.
No, I'm already like, I'm done. I'm over it. Let's move on. Let's get to February. That's going to be the fun one. Not much has happened.
No.
Which is why we took that break.
Yep.
But I did find some things, so we do have stuff to talk about.
Yeah, what's the news?
So, one of the biggest problems that the Hollywood industry is having is the LA fires.
Yeah, that sucks.
Which are rapidly spreading as we're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
And that's going to have effects later on with the industry and people who work within it. Because these are the homes they're losing. They're also canceling premieres like Wolfman. It's supposed to premiere this week.
That's a real shame.
Yep. So it's going to be a rough start for it.
But I also understand, like, oh, why can't this movie come out? Everything's on fire. Let's prioritize.
Well, the premiere is canceled. The movie still drops. So, just wanted to put that out there. The LA fires also affected the production of Season 2 Fallout.
Oh, I imagine. Yeah.
So they keep pushing that one back.
That's a shame.
And the most greatest award show ever next to the Tonys is the Golden Globes.
I was so, like, I saw that the things were being announced, and I'm like, I'm glad we didn't have coffee break in the middle of it. I didn't want to have to speculate. I just one and done, talk about it, barely even address any of it.
Yeah, so we didn't watch it because I didn't care.
Nope.
And some of these winners, I'm like, I don't get why they would have won.
No.
And
it really, like, it's always unfair who gets nominated and who wins and stuff, but this year in particular, it really feels like they're throwing all decorum out the window and just picking whatever their friends are in.
Yeah, it feels like they wanted to go for the less popular pick. They wanted to go way too avant-garde with it.
Yeah.
Like, best motion picture animated, right? It went to Flow.
Yeah.
Which I don't know this movie. It looks like there's a cat in water.
It's definitely of the ones that got nominated, which it was against Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Moana 2, The Wild Robot, and Wallace and Gromit. It's definitely one of the more art housey ones.
It should have gone The Wild Robot.
It should have.
Watch, Wild Robot will win the Oscar for it. And that will be the true winner because everyone went to go see it. The numbers reflect it. The audience loved it. I just don't know why they chose Flow. I've never heard of it.
I've seen it places, but like I don't know what it's about. It's
There's another film, Emilia Perez, which just won a bunch of awards. Never heard about it until now.
Yeah, it's always like because that's the like non-English film. And the non-English films always win tons of awards because they're artsy and French and whatever.
Yep. Sebastian Stan won Best Musical Comedy for A Different Man playing Donald Trump.
Nice.
Yeah,
a lot of his...
It really was. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, also known as Nine Inch Nails, won an award for Best Original Score.
Nice.
Cinematic and box office achievement went to Wicked.
Yeah.
It should have gone to Deadpool and Wolverine. It literally broke records.
I guess.
And I think Wicked also broke records, but not as big as Deadpool and Wolverine.
At least it got nominated.
Yeah.
At least they acknowledged a superhero movie exists.
Best drama, Shogun.
Uh-huh.
Everybody knew that, I guess. Oh yeah. So a lot of the actors from Shogun won.
Yes.
And
which is good. They deserved it.
My biggest problem. Best performance by a male actor in a limited series.
I know. Oh my god.
Colin Farrell for the Penguin.
His performance was so not good. That's the worst part. That's the worst part.
I don't know how people keep thinking it's that good of a movie or a show.
I don't know. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills because people are like, it was good, and I was like, where? It's so not.
And it's just gonna keep lingering.
I know, and just his horrible, exaggerated accent.
Batman Part 2 got delayed. Mm-hmm. And now there's all these weird rumors that it's gonna join the DCU. It's not. But what they're going to do with this extra year of time is they're definitely going to make a Penguin 2. Mm-hmm. And they're going to make, a Joker's show?
It'll be over the top and drawn out.
They got their Clayface movie in the works right now. That was one of the last things we talked about. It's just, it's not that good of a show.
It's not.
It lacks quality that the movie had that it's attached to. Mm-hmm. The story takes you nowhere. It's Ouroboros.
Yeah, it literally ends exactly the same way it begins.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Terrible.
If it sounds like we're low on energy, we are.
Sorry.
So yeah, that was the Golden Globes. Shogun. The writers are currently writing season 2. They're almost done.
Nice.
Here's the weird part. Shogun's based on a book. It's a one book and done story.
Yeah.
The book was adapted for the first season.
The last time something like this happened that I can remember, at least off the top of my head, was Lock and Key.
Oh, yeah.
And that didn't go well. Oh, Umbrella Academy was another one where
they covered everything.
It's like that's the end of the book, and then we have another season after, and you can just tell it wasn't supposed to drag on.
Yeah. The writers of Sonic said they want to do a Legend of Zelda movie.
Nice.
Now, one is currently in the works. So we don't know if they were...
Poppy woke up.
We don't know if they're talking about that one in the works, if they'll be the writers of it, or they just want to do their own thing.
I would be okay with multiple Zelda. Like, that's kind of how the games are.
It is. It's exactly how it works.
Yeah, lean into the yawn.
Jeez, I can't stop yawning and I got coffee. I want to just see this movie or see what this project is before it ever... Mm-hmm. Like, I can't imagine it because I don't know what it is quite yet.
Anything I can picture with Zelda just makes me worried. I feel like this is one that you have to really get done well, and I just don't have any faith in these Hollywood companies.
Yeah, no, they will ruin every story because they think that everything has to go by these beats. Mm-hmm. And that whole, writing a script and it goes by those beats, it ruins movies.
It's they also I was thinking about this with Mufasa, which it wasn't the Golden Globes. It got nominated, 3 people were nominated for voice performance, and none of the Transformers 1 cast got nominated, and everyone was like, yeah, it should have gone to Transformers. But I was thinking about them making Mufasa live action, and I was like, the only reason anyone does that is because they don't take animation seriously. And they want to, trick themselves into thinking this is more serious now. And I'm worried they would do that with Zelda by making it, it's more serious, by taking away some of the magic of what Zelda is.
Okay. Yeah, I would be worried about them CGIing a lot of it. Mm-hmm. It should be practical, in my own opinion. And there should be also anime adaptations of it.
There should be.
It should be a multiverse of just different stories that you can compile together.
At least there's the mangas.
Yes. But they're just telling the story of the games.
Yeah.
It's weird that Sony's not using... What are they called? Illumination? Who did Mario?
Yeah. Illumination has a specific style.
It would have been cool.
It works for Mario.
And they could do a Pokemon movie, and then we could just do a Smash Bros. Crossover, and bam, we got our own Nintendo multiverse.
Nice. And Sonic's in there, too.
Yep. No, I just think that's cool that a lot of people are like, we want to do Legend of Zelda. It's just, is anyone going to actually be able to do it?
I don't know. I'm not going to hold my breath, honestly.
Yeah, I just thought it was an interesting thing to say, because it's like... The odds of successfully adapting Sonic into what it's become...
Yeah. It was
pretty slim.
It was, but also Sonic has so much flexibility, you know? Like...
Yeah, he's a kid.
Yeah, he's just... like, the emeralds, hedgehogs, you're pretty much golden if you can get those things done. With Zelda, there's a bit more complexity to it.
Yes, there is. And you have to build the world and the lore of it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, to turn around and look at the biggest one and be like, I want to adapt that one. I don't know. Are you just saying things? Mm-hmm. That was my thoughts there. Disney's back at it again, and man, they really do not care about beloved classics.
Nope.
They're going to remake Holes.
Yeah. The
Shia LaBeouf movie. But this time, instead of a boys' camp, it's all girls.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
And this time, instead of a movie, it's a TV show.
I don't want this.
No one does.
Holes is already, I'm going to say, damn near perfect. The film, I can't think of any way you could improve on that story. And I don't see how making it girls would make it any better. In fact, if anything, I feel like it would make it worse. Just because...
Women.
Well, there's this underlying theme with Kiss and Kate Barlow about, like, the strength of women, specifically a woman scorned, and that doesn't really work as, like, the surprise if it's all a cool, badass squad of female girls running around digging holes all day, right?
I honestly don't think... I never thought about that. I'm sure that would still work. I don't think it matters if you change the boys to girls, because it never really mattered about their gender. It was about the treasure they were after.
I guess so. I don't know.
It's just a weird selling point.
It is. It feels like some crusty white guy was like, diversify.
Yeah, his name is Bob Iger.
It's like, can't they just be the characters from the story, you know? Whatever.
Weird, right?
Also, a limited series, like a TV series.
Yeah.
So it's going to be dragged out infinitely longer than it needs to.
Well, you know, every episode's going to be a different length. And some weeks you're going to feel a little more ripped off because it was 25 minutes long. Mm-hmm. And nothing actually happened.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I'm talking about Skeleton Crew. That is just a nightmare. We'll get to that later.
God, it's boring. Also with this Holes readaptation,
yes,
I bet they will try to dance around the racism and sexism element from the, like, history plotline.
Yes.
They will have it happening, but also try to not mention it.
Yeah.
Because we can't actually do anything at Disney. We're all cowards.
Well, they'll also just rewrite history if they can to where it never happened. We found out from the Things actor from Fantastic Four, he will use his catchphrase clobbering time. Nice. And I was like, how is there a whole article written about this?
Because nothing's happening.
Yes, and I was like, I don't care what he says.
Yeah, I wasn't, like... You know what really made the movie? Yeah. When he said, Hulk smash. No. There's more to it than just a catchphrase.
Yeah, it's just like, maybe you can have a comedic moment with it, because it's a really outdated thing. Mm-hmm. Especially when Hulk smash... I think Clobbering Time was the first one. Yeah. And then Hulk smash came out later. But everyone knows Hulk smash.
Yeah.
No one says clobbering time.
I don't think our superheroes are so much more than just their little catchphrases.
Yes. And in fact, when I typed in clobbering, Google was like, that's not a word.
You're like, you mean crab, right? Yeah. You're looking for a crab restaurant, right?
Yep. The hit show Grimm from way back in the day.
Grimm?
Yeah. It was so beloved it got canceled.
I have no idea what this even is.
It's a show about, like, young adult detectives.
Okay.
Who are fighting grim fairy tales.
I mean, it sounds up my alley, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it tried to be, like, supernatural.
Was it Canadian?
Probably.
They have all the, like, goofy, fun...
Supernatural is Canadian
yeah,
also.
like, the CW. They're Canadian, right? Like Flash?
Yeah, those were all the Arrowverses were Canadian as well.
They got the fun stuff over there.
They do. So instead of being a TV show, they're rebooting it as a movie for Peacock.
Like they looked at what Holes was doing and they're like, we're gonna do the opposite.
We're going the opposite direction. Well, I was just like, this show got canceled because no one watched it. And then, like, fans started appearing once it appeared on Netflix, so you could just binge it.
Yeah.
But it was never finished.
It sounds like the kind of series that would work best in binge format.
Peacock is just revitalizing all their old stuff. Like, we're going to get another Office thing.
Yeah, that's going to be weird.
I'm very interested in it. It's something I'm looking forward to in 2025, is getting to spend time with a new docudrama. The thing is, like, sitcoms are weird now because we don't have like weekly schedules necessarily. Yes, well, Coffee Break does every Thursday.
I mean, like streaming, everything's so like binge oriented, and so I don't know. It's weird. The whole production's weird.
It is. I do want to check out that Tim Allen sitcom.
Ugh, I do. Ugh.
Crunchyroll, are you ready? Yes, Crunchyroll has announced that they are going to make a Ghost of Tsushima anime.
You know, good for them.
It's going to be based on the Legends, which is the multiplayer part of the game, and it has Japanese folklore monsters in it.
Okay, cool.
So it's going to be like a supernatural shadow samurai story.
Oh, they're producing this?
Yeah.
Crunchyroll?
Well, Sony owns Crunchyroll. Sony owns Ghost of Tsushima.
Did you hear the other Crunchyroll news that came out today?
What?
The Crunchyroll is like third in line, like the third highest website for people to go to watch anime. It's like Crunchyroll, and then like Netflix or something, and then a pirate site.
Damn.
Yeah, and it's by a lot. Like the pirate site is like 300 million views. Crunchyroll's only like 100 million.
Wow, they need to shut down that pirate site then.
They didn't name the pirate site. They just used the original picture of Luffy's like skull and crossbones flag from One Piece to signify it.
Well, that's very appropriate of them. The Crunchyroll is also going to create an add-on service for premium members that will have digital mangas. Okay. So you'll be able to watch your anime and read your mangas from the same app.
See, that makes sense. That's something they should have done a long time ago, I'm going to say.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited for Ghost of Tsushima adaptation. Mm-hmm. Just anything more within that world. I know we got the new game coming. Oh, it's going to be so cool.
I'm excited.
It is.
Oh, and it's starring Erica...
Who?
I don't remember the actress's name. They're cool.
Okay.
They were on Critical Role one time.
Okay. There's a Last of Us Season 2 trailer. I've only seen still images of it. I don't need to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to watch the show. What we do know... Well, I've already played the game.
Well, no, I was going to say, I saw someone on Twitter be like, this might be a hot take, but I wish they had recast Ellie for someone who looked older. And I'm like, you're stupid.
Yeah, you're seeing all that stuff I was telling you about before, yeah. Mm-hmm. The girl who's playing Abby.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like Abby.
Well, Abby's a pretty specific.
Yes, but I was just like, okay. She's not as beefed up, you know? But I'm like, I guess maybe season 3?
Maybe.
But just the face, it's just not there for me. I'm still excited. I'm still going to watch it.
Yeah.
I don't think it will live up to season 1.
God, no. It'll be good still.
Yeah, it will. It'll be fun, and people are going to enjoy it. But it's basically going to be like Stranger Things season 5.
Which no one's excited for Stranger Things.
Yeah.
They're trying so hard, too. The marketing's everywhere.
Yep. So Sony has Ghost of Tsushima anime and The Last of Us live action happening. They've also announced that they are making film adaptations of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
And Helldivers 2.
Again, with the Horizon.
And the guys who are working on Shadow of Colossus said they're still working on it.
What do you mean they're still working on it?
They've been working on a movie for a long time.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I want it.
Yeah.
It's never gonna happen. Just like the games, it's gonna take 1,000,000 years and be kind of disappointing.
Talking about Last Guardian.
Man, I waited for so long.
Zero Dawn. You can do it.
Yeah,
That's where you do the CGI thing.
Again, though, like, who wants all this Horizon stuff? It's an industry plant at this point.
It's kind of weird what they did with it, because now you could play it with Legos, and there's got to be app games,
it's
right?
Like one person was like, this is going to be the one that's going to really pop off. And they, like, greenlit 1,000,000 things without waiting to see if it was actually going to pop off.
They only made 2 games.
Yeah. Helldivers, I mean, I don't know if it has a story. I guess this would be the place to find out.
From what I understand, they were heavily inspired by Starship Troopers.
Oh.
And that's basically what the story is. But they also do fight humans.
Sure.
So yeah, giant alien robot insects things, and then humans.
And that guy's in armor.
Yeah.
That dude with that, like, dark brownish gray armor with the yellow stripes. That's all I know.
Okay. Yeah, it was a big successful game when it launched.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out.
God. Okay. For the story of the week, this will explain the thumbnail. Thank you. I know. It's weird. Mm-hmm. It has to be.
Yeah.
It'll change, but that's the new logo icon at the corner there. Mm-hmm. And Coffee Break actually has its own unique logo now.
Yeah.
Thank you for making the coffee mug.
You're welcome.
Disney versus Fubo.
Yeah.
Fubo is a sports streaming service, and Disney owns a lot of sports. And Disney and Max and some other buddies announced last year that they were teaming up to create a new sports streaming app called Venu. And Venu was supposed to launch last fall.
Mm-hmm. We talked about it.
Yes. Yeah. Fubo was like, no, that's a monopoly. You're trying to crush us out of competition. So they took him to court. And the court found Disney guilty of doing these things.
Mm-hmm.
And that officially stopped the release of the fall release of Venu, right?
Yes.
Disney, just days before having to deal with like a final verdict on it, decided to buy 70% of Fubo.
Yeah.
Now effectively majority owner of it, incorporating Fubo into Hulu plus live TV.
Yeah.
Yes. And now they're going to set the stage to release Venu.
Like, no, you can't do that. That's a monopoly. Here, I'll solve the problem by making it a hyper monopoly.
Yeah, and they just bought them. They were trying to stop them, and they got bought.
That's crazy.
This is how powerful Disney is.
And yet all their movies are just garbage.
Yeah, but it's also just sometimes, like, you're just looking at Disney movies. When you look at the business side of it and, like, how they own so many weird things.
Yeah. I remember when we were in school still, it was the big 7?
6.
And that's not...
That's 5.
Yeah, that number keeps going down.
Because Disney just ate one. Mm-hmm. Ooh, is it smaller because Discovery?
I don't know. I think so. I don't think they talk about the big number anymore because it's all just one. Disney.
Paramount, Sony, Universal.
Isn't Sony and Universal?
No. Disney, Warner Brothers. Yeah, the big 5. But yeah, I mean, there was a moment where Paramount was going to disappear.
Yeah. Warner Brothers is teetering on death's door.
It is, and God, they're going to hold so steady with that release of Superman.
Yeah.
Dude, are you kidding me? It's going to blow up the box office. The July of this year's box office receipts is going to be stupid.
It's going to be crazy.
You got Jurassic Park 7, Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yeah.
You got Superman, the official start of the DCU, even though Creature Commandos is running right now.
Yes.
You've got Fantastic Four First Steps.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be I'm hopeful for a lot of cool, good movies this year.
Yeah, it's going to be It's going to be really fun. This is going to be a fun year to get it. We'll finally get to see the flag poles of the movies during the summer.
Go back to the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah, the way it used to be. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it would start in May.
Yep.
And then by August, there would be 2 left, and then you're done.
And then they trickle out, and then there's like 1 or 2 big ones around Christmas.
Yep. Or Halloween, we'll get Saw 11.
Yeah.
So, box office trolls.
Box office trolls.
Number 1, Mufasa the Lion King.
Boo. It looks so ugly.
Well, I think it's because everybody saw everything else.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
and now this is the dirty second.
Have you seen that there's a clip floating around Twitter? It's from one of the songs.
Yes.
It's one of them is singing about his brother. Have you seen this?
No.
The way he pronounces brother is like brother, and people are spelling it BROTHEEEEAAAA, and with a couple of random like apostrophes in there.
Wow.
Anyway, so that's been floating around, and then someone pointed out that one's Scar that's singing, and everyone was like, "Oh, that one's supposed to be Scar." They look the same.
That's a big problem that it's having. You can't tell which one is which.
No.
And then they don't even look like their original selves.
No. It's so annoying.
And I get it, they're kids, but they should be at least the same colors.
Yeah, like make one. And lions, like real life lions, can be so many different colors.
Mm-hmm.
Like from golds to browns to blacks.
To blues.
Yeah, my favorite blue lion.
Pastel opaques.
And like, you're still lingering. Like, they still had to animate it. They've CG'd it so it looks as realistic as they can function, but it's still animation. Mm-hmm. You can make it whatever dumb color you want it to be. Make them look like themselves.
Yeah, nobody's liking that movie.
Garbage. Once it hits streaming, I'm gonna definitely review it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Sonic the Hedgehog 3?
Yeah, we haven't seen it still. I'm waiting to see it streaming because I'm worried the movie experience won't be. I'm worried about the movie experience.
I think it'd be fine to see it now. It's been out for a while. But for me, I'm waiting for Cap 4. Mm-hmm. I think Cap 4 is going to be a horrible way to start the year that I was talking about, all these awesome movies.
I think it'll be fun.
It will be. It'll come out, I think it comes out around Valentine's Day, so it could be a Valentine's Day date.
I think it's Valentine's Day exactly, actually.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Arizona.
just pull that factoid.
And we'll go watch Captain America 4.
Yippee!
Is there anything else coming out in the theater? Is Wolfman?
Yeah. Another 10 out of 10. A movie. I
don't think much is coming out until later this year. Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 3, Nosferatu. This is a film that I'm dying to see, but I will not watch this in a theater.
No.
I would not feel comfortable enough to watch this in a theater.
No.
And
I want subtitles.
Yes, it's Robert Eggers. He's a phenomenal director. He's great at horror. Mm-hmm. And he can make something really scary. He did The Witch.
So good.
The Lighthouse.
Amazing.
The Norseman.
The rumor has it that he's going to make a Labyrinth movie.
Yeah, that his next film will be Labyrinth.
I'm going to die. I'm so excited.
Yes.
I can't wait.
If that's true, it's going to be one of the scariest movies you've ever seen. Because Labyrinth, with just Jim Henson, the guy who makes Muppets, made it scary.
Yeah.
So, if the guy who can make scary, like, vampires and witches...
How would he approach the Goblin King? And I don't even know if it'll be like a retelling, just like a reimagining of the same story with Sarah trying to rescue Toby, or if it's going to be a different story.
Oh, it's going to be so R-wordy.
It might be.
Yeah. Yeah, so Nosferatu, I'm very excited.
Yes.
I also know there's going to be a director's cut when it gets released, so I want to make sure I get the 2 different versions.
Yeah.
Moana 2.
Boo. Boo.
It did what it needed to do.
I guess.
It made its money. People liked it.
Yeah, sure.
We're going to get a live action one.
Oh, God.
Number 5, Wicked.
Good for them.
Wicked 2 is not called Wicked 2.
No, it's like Wicked.
All the way.
Yeah.
All along.
or like Wicked, now I'm good or something.
Yeah. Number 6, A Complete Unknown. I heard this movie is really good, but the biggest problem is it's inaccurate to Bob Dylan.
Dang. How is it that was your one thing?
I know. Apparently, like, there's moments where, like, he's with one girl, but he's supposed to be with a different girl. Or, like, he's at a different festival doing different things.
Is it to make him look better? Like make him come across as a better guy? Or do they just not want to bother, like, casting a girl to be his girlfriend for one scene? If he wasn't going to be...
Yeah, are they cutting corners with the budget? I don't know.
Unfortunate.
Apparently, Timothée Chalamet really does good at imitating Bob Dylan.
Cool.
And there are, like, moments where fans are like, oh, I thought that was him.
Nice.
Number 7, Baby Girl.
I don't know what that one is.
I don't either.
Oh, it's A24. Oh,
Number 8, Gladiator 2.
cool. I haven't heard much, unfortunately.
No, me either.
I bet it's fun, though.
Number 9, Homestead.
Okay.
And number 10, The Fire Inside. And number 11, Craven.
Wow. A Craven.
Craven.
Wow. That very good movie that was definitely worth it.
Yes. Craven effectively killed the Spider-Man universe from Sony.
It was already dead.
Which is good. They should spend that money on better things.
It's like
what? A Horizon?
Yeah. I was going to say, it's almost fascinating how those Sony movies, the Spider-Verse ones, are specifically like the same flavor of bad as like a 2000s movie. Like, things that you thought were relics of the past, mistakes and confusing decisions of plot and character. It feels like these movies came out 20 years ago.
If you take Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man, and The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and you start putting those in with the Venom and the Morbius and the Madam Web, they would all feel like they came from the same cloth.
Exactly.
It's a producer who's attached to Spider-Man. It's him. He's really bad at it.
Get that dumb guy out of there.
He's the idiot who can't get over the Sinister Six idea.
Ugh. Listen, I get it's very exciting. You're not good. Some people just aren't good at doing certain jobs. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I was reading something about all the projects that they had working, like El Muerte, which was supposed to be Bad Bunny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was dead on arrival.
Yeah.
And there was like a Silk TV show that apparently it's not officially dead, but Sony's looking to push it to Amazon and have Amazon front the money for it.
Okay.
But it would be its own separate thing.
Hey, you see this franchise that we've killed?
Yeah.
You want to buy its corpse?
Yeah. They got Spider-Man Noir still coming.
I guess they got that.
But yeah, that's just all these other projects just fell through. It was
so lame.
It was really lame.
It's embarrassing, honestly.
It really is.
I just think of oh god, I just think about the end of Morbius when Vulture shows up and they're like, we're gonna make a team, and I'm like, oh, they were really gonna try.
So I remember a story about one of the producers from Sony struggling with The Amazing Spider-Man 3. Because The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is just terrible. It's the worst Spider-Man film ever made.
It's...
Including the original one that was like that weird Japanese one.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, it is tough.
It's boring. Very bad.
Which is the weirdest part.
Yeah, because there's so much stuff. Yeah. But somehow it just got worse. Where was I going with this? Oh, so she was struggling to figure out how to go forward, so she called in a friend, Kevin Feige, right? Because he runs Marvel. And he came in, and he looked at her plans for the Sinister Six, and he told her, this is not going to work.
Damn.
And she's like, we've been developing this for years. And he's like, it's not going to work. You didn't do this right.
Ugh.
And then proceeds to convince her to reboot Spider-Man but to lend him over to the MCU so that he would have a proper nesting to build out and flesh out his world.
And that part worked out.
Yes.
He wasn't tricking her. Or
Well,
anything.
he was.
Well,
Dude, Spider-Man, he's kind of worth a lot.
but also, like, looking at what they did.
Yeah, but he was also telling her the truth that, like, whatever you're working on is not going to work. They clearly went forward with that after the Tom Holland thing worked.
Is it a success? We can do this.
Yeah, and then they got Tom Hardy to play Venom, which was the worst casting.
And everyone was hopeful because the first trailer or teaser came out and it was like a pretty unique scene with the camera tilting and stuff. And
Yeah.
they did interesting cinematography, and then the film came out, and not only was the film garbage, boring, bad, but that one scene was the only moment they did any kind of unique cinematography.
Yep. Venom, I couldn't even watch it a second time.
No, God.
You know, Morbius. There are moments that aren't that bad. Then there's just Kamehameha waves of bats. Matt Smith dancing to himself because he realized how, like, what a joke this whole thing was.
Eddie Burback watched it 5 days in a row
in
theaters, and he pointed out something. It's like there's a point towards the end where Matt Smith's character is like, "Drink the red, Michael," and Eddie's like, "He's drank the red. He's drank more red than you. What do you mean?"
It doesn't make sense. It's so crazy.
Oh,
I
God.
can't wait to tackle that Spider-Man universe for my film reviews.
Yeah, good luck.
But if you guys don't remember what I said about this year, every Tuesday, which is what, 52, 53 Tuesdays?
Unless there's some copyright problem.
Yes. So we got Transformers 2 out. That was not supposed to be the first film review.
No.
It was actually Alien Romulus.
Yeah.
And it's a really good review. It's one of the better ones I've made.
It's just stuck in copyright hell.
Yeah, because apparently Disney thinks it's Wild Robot. In which I've told them it's definitely not. Nothing from that is used. It's only Alien Romulus.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It is.
It's legitimately weird.
And it told me it was one scene earlier, which had nothing to do with Wild Robot, unless spaceships flying around. And then now it's another scene where it's like, oh, face huggers.
Yeah,
and you're like, and xenomorphs popping out of people's chests. That's Wild Robot, guys.
Yeah.
So eventually, hopefully, we will get that done. But Transformers Revenge of the Fallen came out.
Yeah. Garbage. Not your review. The
Well,
movie.
I had a little hiccup at the end.
Yeah, we all make mistakes.
Yeah, it was silly.
But goddamn, that movie is hard to sit through.
It is too, like, I'll say this. I do attack Romulus for being too long, because it's a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, you can feel it.
And Transformers is what, 3?
It feels like 1,000,000.
It doesn't have to be that long. It's not even good enough to be that long.
It's so cringy. The worst thing to me is the dialogue. Every single thing every character says is just meaningless.
Yeah.
It's just babble. And they just babble over each other. And they'll, like, babble over each other to justify doing something. It's like, it's the mom getting high scene. That's the worst part. It pisses me off to no end.
Yeah.
Because they're standing there babbling at her, telling her, no, those are pot brownies. And she's just babbling back at them, being like, no, I want to eat a brownie. And they're not, it's just not a conversation. It infuriates me. I hate every single thing about this film.
It was cool to watch the Transformers do their thingy, but that would be it. The Sam stuff, the human stuff, it's gotta go. It's just terrible. This concept of Transformers with G.I. Joe, I think that would be where we could go. Just go get Michael Bay, though.
No.
No, get him. Because he's got a unique style of just not having patience.
He's got a unique style of, no women are allowed to be characters. You're either an object or a mom, and that's it. And even the mom gets sexualized constantly.
Yeah.
Dad can't be sexualized, but mom is all the time.
Well, he spanks her.
Yeah, because
And
she's the object.
Yeah, and she calls him a dirty old man.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the hell?
That's like the first 5 minutes
Yeah.
of the film.
By the way, watching their dogs hump each other,
Yeah.
and you're like, is that okay?
A lot of humping for no good reason.
Yeah. So Transformers 2 sucked. We watched Demon Slayer Entertainment District arc.
Yeah. Yes, the Entertainment District. Red Light District is another way of referring to it.
It's called the Entertainment District.
It depends on which translation you're using.
I've never heard anyone call it. It has nothing to do with cinnamon. And
what? Yeah, it was really good.
I liked it. I was kind of confused why it was 11 episodes, but there's a lot to go over.
There's pacing issues, for sure.
Yeah.
But it was way better. This is better than it has been. It's getting better and better with each passing season.
It is. I'm excited to see season 4. What was crazy to me is how many times did they chop off those two heads?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I was like, they're gonna die here, right?
It got legitimately nail-biting, especially after spoilers, I suppose.
It's been out for years.
Especially after Rengoku's death. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, they could die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a couple of different cop-outs at the end there. Inosuke in particular, being like, I can move all of my internal organs to avoid your knife, and I've never mentioned this before. I am resistant to poisons.
He's not, though. He was poisoned.
Yes. He just has he can just fight it off better than others.
I guess.
And I was like, it annoys me because on one hand, I'm like, sure, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, couldn't have mentioned this anywhere before.
Yeah. They also, the three boys and Nezuko, mm-hmm. all had new abilities.
Yeah.
Which was kind of explained in that first episode.
Yeah.
Where they were training. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're going off doing their own adventures.
They wear such heavy layers all the time. They were training, and they all, were shirtless.
And they're ripped.
And they're all, got the most carved-out six-packs, including Zenitsu. And I'm like, whoa, weird.
To know that Zenitsu cries so much, but he's actually, jacked. Dude, his Godspeed attack was awesome. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he couldn't cut her neck because she's, ribbon.
This was a good Zenitsu season, I'm going to say.
Yeah, he had way more confidence because he was in that sleep state.
I liked him playing his shamisen, I think it was.
He was so pissed.
Really intensely because of how mad. Also, Inosuke, best boy, with his beautiful, pretty girl face.
Yep.
And then his, garbage frat boy voice.
What was the master who was with them?
Oh, Tengen?
Tengen?
He was fun.
Yeah, when he was like, your voice makes you sound like an animal.
Oh, also, there's a point where he's like, we got, sprayed with a flower so we can reveal our rank.
Yes.
And I was talking to my sisters. That never gets brought back up again. They never, ever need to reveal their rank ever again because the mangaka immediately got hyper bored with that concept. They started writing the story, they're like, you know what, never mind, no. We're gonna shorten that.
It was when he's showing it to Tanjiro, and his face changed, and he's like, when could we do that? He didn't listen to anything going on. He just saw him create the insignia in the back of his fist.
Good season.
Yeah, that was funny. Mm-hmm. Super bloody at the end.
It got crazy.
It did.
Very good. Classic shonen.
It was classic, and I loved it. I guess now I want to go back to Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
And do season 2. And we're still watching Dragon Ball Daima.
Yep. It's cute. It's fun.
It is.
I love Do and Ku.
Mm-hmm.
They could stick around for forever. I could have a whole show of just those two dummies being dumb brothers together.
Yeah, it seems anything made with the Boo cells, mm-hmm. just stupid and useless. Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
Why are we telling this story? What are we doing? How are we expanding the Star Wars universe for greater narrative.
This reminds me of when we found out that Marvel didn't have a showrunner. And I was like, oh, that explains, like, none of their shows had a showrunner. And so I was like, oh, that explains why things just kind of happen. Like, there doesn't seem to be, like, a purpose or, you know, like a direction or even just, like, consistent tone.
Yeah.
This feels the same way. Like, I guess it was just a cash grab. I don't know what... It seems... I wish it was more like Goonies. We keep describing it as Goonies in space.
Yeah.
I want gold. I want really blasted, bright saturation. It can still be dark and, like grimy at times. They're on their, like, garbage ship, basically. But it's so murky and muddy all the time.
It is a darker film. The way it was shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's less Goonies now, though, and more Treasure Planet.
Yeah.
Which I know is Treasure Island, but I would use Treasure Planet as the example here. Where you're like, yeah, he's clearly Long John Silver.
Yeah, that was clear immediately.
Yeah, but are they going to twist it to where he is a good guy at the end? Or is he going to actually use that lightsaber and try to kill those kids?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to blame the kids for their acting, because they are kids. But golly gee, we could have tell them to do anything with their hands. For the love of God. You don't just stand there with your hands at your sides. Like, it's the captain. I don't remember her name, but she'll deliver her lines. Mm-hmm. And she's doing a fine enough job, but she just stands at attention the entire time. And I'm like, move your hands. Act with your whole body, not just your voice.
Yeah, well, they're just kids.
I know.
What's coming up next week? Another coffee break.
Yeah. We're back, baby.
Yep, we're back. This is the end of the first episode. Mm-hmm. I hope you guys like these thumbnails.
I do.
They're gonna get wackier.
Yeah.
Next week, because of Wolfman, I'm doing The Invisible Man.
Yes.
Which is the same director and perhaps the same monster universe. We'll have to find out.
Very exciting.
Yes. And Assassin's Creed is still going on. Mm-hmm. And I have another demo. Because I just found a few demos, but there haven't been any new ones recently. But I just collected a few that I was like, oh, let's just see what this is. It's called Empire of Ants, where I played as an ant and marched legions of ants and other beetles against termites. Yeah, that was weird. But you should check it out. I did it.
Nice.
Well, what do you got?
I'm doing a review for Little Goody Two Shoes.
Nice.
A sweet video game. It's a fun little review.
Mm-hmm.
I also just did a big video reviewing the 2 Ruby X Justice League crossover movies.
Yep.
If it looks weird, it's because I had a fiddle with the saturation and contrast because Warner Brothers kept copyrighting the footage. Mostly just for the first movie, though.
Yeah, that's weird.
But, sorry. No, it's not supposed to be that orange. I did that.
Just get by. And you know what? If Romulus doesn't work out, which I don't know why it wouldn't, I would have to do the same thing too.
Yeah, it happens.
Yep. So I hope you guys have a good week. We'll see you next week. Oh, what is the question?
Are you happy about Coffee Break coming back?
That's a lame question.
Sorry, I'm full of them.
I'll write up a question, and then you guys will get to answer it.
Yeah.
Till next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.